talking about the sunset here. Big news.
5 o'clock in Bangor tonight. That's a milestone mentally, I feel like.
It is.
You know?
It changes the day a lot.
I was just talking to David about, somehow we got on the topic of like lobster, and he was like, what do you recommend for lobster rolls? We started talking about, okay, in his break during the summer, it'll be light out. Like, it seems wild now,
Now
but
it just feels like 10
after the
o'clock at
7,
night.
you'll be able to eat outside.
So you guys are talking taxes and lobster.
Yeah, we've covered it all tonight.
Deep topics today.
I gave a couple of lobster recommendations because she's, and actually this is going to segue. I didn't even plan this, guys. They might be firing up the boilers at Reds and Wiscasset because we got a temperature reading of 60 there today. I was asking the National Weather Service via chat if they know what's going on with this ASOS, but clearly it is having some issues. 41 in Portland, that seems right. 41 in Sanford, 45 in Portsmouth. An above average day for most of the state. And remember, last week, if you've been paying attention, we were talking about how there was a storm that was going to be pretty close to us today, but the models gave no indication that it was going to shift back towards us. And there it is. It actually got so close at one point that it clipped Cape Cod, Massachusetts with some rain, but out to sea, and it's a problem for Canada now. But there's a trailing trough right here that's being dragged behind it, and that's going to give us a little light snow tonight. Not going to be a huge deal, but there'll be some periods of light snow breaking out around 9, 10 o'clock in the mountains, driving towards the coastline here 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It's going to try to fill in a little bit as it gets closer to that low offshore, but I don't think it's ever going to get all that beefy as far as precipitation here. So just tomorrow morning, you might have to brush off your car or dust off a walkway. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. And then by tomorrow afternoon, we're in the upper 30s to right around 40 degrees, low 40s over southern and western Maine and back into New Hampshire. Drive a warm front through on Wednesday. That means an isolated sprinkle or flurry initially, but watch these temperatures. 1 o'clock, mid 40s, upper 40s. It's very mild overnight Wednesday night. We start Thursday morning, 5 a.m., about when you have your low temperature, 45 in Portland, 45 in Sanford. So you can see where we're going from there. It's going to be very mild on Thursday. So as far as tonight goes, again, why break out the hand-drawn map for something that's going to say a dusting to an inch? Because that's the entire state. It's really a non-issue for us. I think the inch will be more likely in the mountains and foothills. So quiet patterns up for that warm front. Thursday, we make a run into the mid-50s to around 60. We stay mild through the first half of Friday with showers, and then we get cooler for the weekend. But it's not cold. I mean, you can see us dropping down to 35 for a day and then back up on Sunday and Monday. And sometimes these patterns have inertia in a way, and the inertia right now is that the pattern wants to be warm. So for an example, guys, this coming weekend, 4 days ago, looked like it would be in the teens and 20s for highs, which I said, it's going to be cold, but it's not going to be crazy. And then the model said, oh, maybe 20s. And now they're saying, well, one day in the 30s, and then the next day will be in the 40s. So it's just kind of one of those patterns that we're going to have a hard time getting out of, which you may like or you may not like. Best chance at 60, probably Thursday afternoon over southern and western Maine, which would obviously be a record for that day. Nothing cold until at least the end of February.
And that storm that you were mildly watching, by the way, is a significant storm.
Yes.
It just stayed, thankfully.
It's Halifax for the win or the loss, depending on how you look at it there.
We could use the snow, but
yeah.
there's no there. All right, Keith, thanks so much.